Yo, I have not done an episode in some time. It is July 4th, 2026. Happy Independence Day to the United States of America. Here goes today's episode. All right. So I'll break down what I'm going to talk about real quick. I'm going to talk about the new structure, how O.G.R.E, Ofalayan Gold Racing Empire, is, I guess you could say, managed or run, how I changed it. I took a lot of responsibility off my shoulders, but it's still up and running. I'm going to talk about the class of 24, right? Next year's Triple Crown runners and the whole class, all the thoroughbreds that are going to be racing that were born in 24. They're two right now, okay? I'm going to talk about my plans for the upcoming year. Who do I feel is the best and what I think the top looks like. I'm not talking horses. I'm talking about people, humans. And I'm going to mainly be talking about like trainers, owners, jockeys, stuff like that. Who do I feel is the best and what I think the top looks like. I'm talking about my ultimate goals, my long-term ultimate goals in thoroughbred horse racing. How would I go about transitioning from my racehorse to running my own team? Not talking about the whole racing empire thing, O.G.R.E, but my own race team. Transitioning from my racehorse, and then lastly, I'm going to talk about why I think thoroughbred horse racing and professional bull riding go hand in hand. Okay, so let's kick things off. The new structure. Okay, so in short, I'm not really involved. I'm doing a podcast as like a super fan, right? So I had O.G.R.E, I had the structure set up. I was gonna bring on friends, and we were gonna, try and do our own syndicate, try and pull like a funny side. But there's a lot of other things that I'm involved in and my friends are involved in. And the ultimate decision came down to just give it to the horses, right? They were there for me when I basically had nothing. And, I look at it like they saved my life. So that was like my gift to them. And I'm going to let them figure out who's the boss, right? And just give that thing to them, right? The whole thing. And that was my idea, and that's what I did. And yeah, that's that. The class of 24. So I have two pieces. I have pieces in two different horses in the class of 24 through MRH. That's Elevated and Helios. Elevated is a filly, and Helios is a colt. Pretty sure he's a colt, not a gelding. And Elevated has already done 4 or 5, like register workouts. She did, I think, a couple 3 furlong. I forget what they call them, but and some 4s, and she's running right around, on her 3 furlongs. Her first couple ones, it was like 13 seconds per furlong, and now on the 4s, she's getting up in the 12s per furlong, like 48s. She had a couple 49s, but she's quick, and I think she's catching on fast. I think her trainer, Bill Mott, is going to do a great job. She's up there like in Saratoga. She started off early on down in Ocala in Florida, and then I'd say like 2-3 months ago, they moved her up to, I guess, the New York area. So she should start racing soon, which I'm excited for. I don't know if I'm going to fly out for her first race or just watch it on stream, but I'm really excited. I have confidence that she'll break maiden early. She looks determined. she's showing good character, and then there's Helios, right? His full sister Trillium. Um, I've seen her race, and she was born in 2020. He's in 24, and his big sister Trillium's 4 years older than him, and um, she's she's a competitor. She's really quick. She has some wins, and um, I've seen Helios gallop a little bit, and I'm still anticipating to see his workouts, but you know I think that he'll definitely break maiden as well, and I have high hopes for him too. Um, you know, I guess I'll throw this in there. Um, Seize the Gray was my racehorse horse from MRH, and he won a jewel. So I don't see why you know it matters if it's from MRH or you're a full owner and you bought it at auction and raised it yourself, or you're with a different syndicate, or you're new or you're experienced, right? I guess I could piggyback on my old principles, like it's any horse's race out there, whether you're 71 or you're the favorite. It's anyone's race. So I don't see why you know Elevated can't win the Oaks or a G1, right? Right off the bat, or not right off the bat, but after, obviously she works up to it. But I don't see why Helios wouldn't be a G1 winner or anything. I'm not going to discount them for any reason. So let's see. So yeah, in the class of 24, the other ones, I'm really excited to see what's cooking, right? Um, the game it's always evolving. So, um, you know, I'm really excited to see what the Triple Crown's going to look like next year, how the horses start stacking up, see the Kentucky Derby points leaderboard, see how that starts, um, adding up. Um, and yeah, I got to look into these juvenile races, see how these 24s are running, right? And let's see, my my plans for the upcoming year. I won't be buying any more shares until next summer after the Triple Crown, right? I'm gonna focus on the two horses that I have pieces in right now. Um, I in my head I have it like Elevated has white socks on her two right legs or ankles, pasterns, whatever you want to call them, below the cannons, and Helios has two white socks on his left um, ankles, pasterns, on his ankles, basically. And so I find like that there's like a little balance there. And so in my head, it's like um, white socks, right? And so I'm not buying. I want to create, a nice foundation where I'm calm and my mind can focus on just two horses. And, it's been like that for almost 6 months now. And I'm going to go the whole like season or whatever you want to call it, past next year's Belmont Stakes, just having pieces in Elevated and Helios. And so I'm not buying any shares. I'm going to keep my eyes on the auctions. I want to see I want to dig deeper, because like I don't come from a horse racing family. This is something that I just chose for myself. So I want to figure out, more details about the auctions, like Arcana, Tattersalls, that one's in Ireland. The shoot, what is that one in Tapson, Tapid Fixin or something like that, and Keeneland. the Keeneland auction. I want to watch more videos on that, see what that's like at the the high levels, and maybe dig into um, you know the pin hooking thing where they buy the yearlings at auction, and yeah, and just keep learning, right? The season at Los Alamitos, I believe, is open right now, and then on I'm not sure 100%, and then September 25th the season opens again. The new season will start at Santa Anita. So just keep learning, keep talking to people, just immerse myself as much as I can in the game, and just soak up as much information as I can, and you know, keep learning, keep learning. Um, who do I feel is the best, and what I think the top looks like? So I'm not gonna just rattle off, my favorite trainers or my favorite jockeys. Who do I think is the best? Who do I feel is the best? I don't think there's one best. I don't think there's 10 best. I don't think there's 100 best. Um, I think that the top looks like 10,000 human beings that are trainers, jockeys, owners, groomers, race park staff, super fans. I think now that the top 10,000, or I'd say is a good number, the best in thoroughbred horse racing is determined by your motivation to be in the game, your passion for the sport. I think that's really what the horses see. What they're thinking is, how much does this man, when they're looking at me, how much does this man enjoy the sport that that he's here to see, and that, and then I think that they asked, like, what is, because they're out there working their butts off, and then I think they asked themselves subconsciously, what is this guy willing to sacrifice for this sport, because I'm sacrificing so much. And I think that's what determines what the top looks like. The 10,000 human beings who are willing to dedicate kind of their lives to the sport. Whoever's on that hardcore level will give anything for thoroughbred horse racing. I think that's what determines what the top looks like. And I'd say 10,000 worldwide is a good number for that. My ultimate goals in thoroughbred horse racing. First, it's a graded 1 stakes. Second is a jewel. Third is a triple crown. Those are my ultimate goals in steps, right? I think graded 1 is like, when you're choosing colleges, there's like the safety schools. I think that's like the safety goal, the graded 1. I think for sure 100% I'll win a graded 1, and I think I'll probably win a graded 1. And I'm not talking full ownership here. I consider, if I have 1 share in a horse and it wins a graded 1, I'm a graded 1 winner, right? That's how I feel. So we can debate that if you want, but that's how I feel. So I'm almost positive, I'm almost 100% I'll win a graded 1. A jewel, when I say that I'm not sure, that doesn't mean I don't want it with, my full passion for the sport. But I think there is a chance that I will win a jewel by the time I'm 70, 65, if I make it that far, right? I think I think I will win one of the triple crown, one of those races, the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, or the Belmont Stakes with a horse. I really feel that one of my horses will win a jewel. And then there's the triple crown. the ultimate penultimate goal for me. Will it happen? Maybe. If I had to put a percent on it, I'd probably I'd say 10%. There's a 10% chance. That's how confident I am. I think 10% is high too. I really feel that I have like a 10% chance of winning a Triple Crown in my lifetime. But that's that. Like I said, the safety thing is the graded one. That's easy. And then let's see. How would I go about transitioning from MRH, my racehorse setup, to my own team? Well, the number one thing that pops into my head is capital. I'd need a lot of money, and I think the rest would be easy. I write so much, I plan so much. I would go through. Obviously, you have to have you have to check all the boxes in terms of legalities, like the legalities of the sport with the California Horse Racing Board, in terms of like ownership and insurance and making sure you do it. There's a checklist. So that's first. And then you choose what trainer you want it to be stabled with. And, if you have the capital and you follow the checklist, that's how I would do it. O.G.R.E is not my race team. That is something totally different, completely different. That I just, that was my, that was like the collateral, the gift I gave to them, because they get me up in the morning. Thinking about racehorses gets me out of bed. So for my own team, like I said, just do the checklist and create a name, make some silks, all the fun stuff comes after that. And then lastly, why I think thoroughbred horse racing and professional bull riding go hand in hand. Because it all started like horsing and bulls and all that. It's all like goes back to the rodeo stuff and farming and basically ranching wherever, whether it was the Wild West or in Europe, or there's bulls and horses basically everywhere except Antarctica, where it's like crazy icy, like northern Greenland, right? There's horses everywhere, even Yakuts, where it's like has the coldest temperature on Earth, because they just need the grass or the hay. So bulls and horses go hand in hand. So yeah, that's it. I like professional bull riding, but that's not my main thing. Anyways, that's it for today. Happy 4th of July. Take care.